Alright, the function O of y and M of y show the heights of an oak tree and a mahogany tree from the time in years they were planted. So that means that this function here represents the oak tree, and this function here represents the oak tree, and this function here represents the mahogany tree. Oak tree and mahogany tree. And so we are trying to figure out, okay, so this is the function for the height of the tree, how tall the tree has grown, related to how long, it has been. So try to answer these questions. Pause the video, try to answer these questions, and I'll walk through them once you play back. Okay. What does O of 2 mean? O of 2 represents the height of the oak tree. So you could say the height of the oak tree after 2 years. After 2 years. Height of the oak tree after 7 years. That would be O of 7, right? O of 7. So we're trying to figure out the height of the oak tree after 7 years. That would be 7 squared minus 3 bracket 7 minus 4. This would be 49 minus 21. 49 minus 21 minus 4. That would be 49 minus 25, which I think gives it 24. We're not given units, so I guess we could just work with 24 meters, right? 24 meters. After how many years did the oak tree sprout from the ground? Good. Now, I think the idea behind this question is that when you bury a seed, it takes a while before, the tree begins to shoot from the ground, yeah? So it takes a while before it does that. So you could say, basically, when it begins to sprout from the ground is when the height becomes 0. Because the height is measured from, when you measure the height of a tree, of course, you measure from ground up. So when is the height 0? So that means that basically O is 0, or the height is 0, and we're looking for the year, right? What y would be? That would be 0 is equal to y squared minus 3y minus 4. We can solve this using factorization. Let me do my back. BAC. My AC is minus 4, my B is negative 3. So two numbers that will multiply to give that, but add to give that would be minus 4 and plus 1, right? So that would be y minus 4 and y plus 1 is equal to 0. So my solutions are y is equal to 4 or y is equal to 1, right? Y is equal to 4. Okay, so we have that thing again, or y is equal to minus 1 rather. So we have that thing again where we could have a positive or a negative answer. Like I said, you would always just want to think about it to say which of these actually makes sense. Again, you're not likely to be counting the years before okay, let me say it this way. The tree could not have sprouted before you planted it. So it definitely can't be minus 1, right? So I think the answer is 4 years. I'll go with 4 years. So that means that the tree, the seed stayed in the ground and probably was just developing roots for 4 years before, or by the 4th year, it started to sprout. Okay, height of the mahogany tree after 7 years. Okay, so this is straightforward. M of 7, which is 0.25. Open the bracket, 7 squared minus 1, which would be 0.25 multiplying 49 minus 1, which would be 0.25 by 48. 0.25 I know is 1 over 4, right? So that's 1 over 4 by 48, which gives you about 12 meters. About 12 meters. So it was 12 meters tall after 7 years. And then the final question here is, in how many years were the trees the same height? In how many years were the trees the same height? Well, to solve this, we'd have to work out where, that's basically asking where the height, so that's where O of y was equal to m of y, right? Okay, so that would be where y squared minus 3y minus 4 is equal to 0.25 bracket y squared minus 1. Okay, to solve this, I think I would multiply everything here by 4 to take out this, 1 over 4 that I have here. If I do that, I would have, I might be lacking for space, so I might have to wipe off and rewrite, so bear with me. This would be 4y squared minus 12y minus 16 is equal to y squared minus 1. If I move these ones over here to make it a pure quadratic equation, I would have, I hope you guys, okay, let me just go over this, right? I multiplied everything by 4 because I don't like the fraction, the 1 over 4 I have here. So that way it cancels out this one here, and this gives me 4y squared minus 12y minus 16 here. So if I move these guys over here, I would end up with, again, I'm trying to skip steps for space. I hope I don't make mistakes. This would be 3y squared minus 12y plus minus 15 rather is equal to 0. I could go on to divide this by 3 if I'm correct. I could go on to divide this by 3, right? Everything here by 3 doesn't hurt the equation. That will give me y squared minus 4 y minus 5 is equal to 0. And then I can solve this using any method actually. I can solve this using any method. I can solve using quadratic formula or factorization. I think factorization should work. Yes, factorization would work. Okay, so let's just factorize again. I'm going to wipe off the, I wish I could. Okay, let me take out this one here and just move over here. Okay, so this is coming over here. We have, let me also barricade this. We have y squared minus 4y minus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, I'm going to do my back again. If you don't know how to do this, we have a course on, I mean, you should have done this actually, quadratic equations before you arrived at polynomials. So, but you can just go and look it over again if you need help with it. It's just right above this, is in this same course. Okay, AC is going to be minus 5 and B is going to be minus 4. So the two numbers that we can use would be minus 5 and plus 1. That would be y minus 5 and y plus 1. If you've done it correctly, you should have this. So that means that would have y is equal to 5 or y is equal to negative 1, I believe. Right? Sorry, I'm trying to really rush through it for space, but again, there are more steps to doing this, and I hope you familiarize yourself with it from the, so you should try to do this again if you got this wrong. Don't just skip past it to say, oh, I think I get it. So it could be 5 years or minus 1 year. I don't know if that will be year or years now, I'm not sure. But 5 years would be the preferred option, right? Because again, it's unlikely that you're trying to figure out, 1 year before you planted it. So it has to be. So after 5 years, the mahogany trees were the same height. And we can test it out. We can plug in 5 in both equations and see whether or not it gives us, the same answer. So let me pick up in yellow so that's distinct. So I'm trying to solve for O of 5. O of 5 would be 5 squared minus 3 bracket 5 minus 4. this would be 25 minus 15 minus 4. 25 minus 15 is 10. And 10 minus 4 should be about 6. Right, yes, 6. So that's 6 meters tall. If we're going with meters. Let's do that here. Moment of truth would have m of 5 would be equal to 1 over 4 multiplying 5 squared minus 1. That would be 1 over 4 multiplying 25 minus 1, which gives us 24 over 4, which gives us 6 meters. So you can see we have the exact same answer. Alright, so it was true that in 5 years the mahogany trees were the same height. Alright. I'm sorry for the for how rough the work is, right? But I mean, if it's not okay, just try watching it again. Try watching it again. Alright. Thank you.